Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Sost, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. This one's going to be all about working with the things that we've got control over today as gig economy contractors, rideshare drivers, couriers, whatever you'd like to call yourselves. If you're a small business owner, great. However you want to view yourselves, I would say that savings is a form of earnings these days. Now, we all highly dislike any type of rate cuts, whether it be in rideshare or courier services. So we've got to do what we can to make our earnings go further. I'll be the first one to tell you, back in 2015, when rates were $1.80 a mile, 20 cents a minute, $2 base fare, $1 safe rider fee, all that good stuff, that I was more careless with my money than I probably should have. So in today's world, obviously savings is going to go a long way. I'm going to rattle off some things. We're going to dive into it a little bit more. I am not going to give any promo codes to any of this stuff, nor will I allow anybody to share their promo codes, at least on this post. Mainly because this is all about giving information and not necessarily getting anything back for it. I'm not looking for anything in return. So the first few things that I'm going to mention are going to be all about the one thing that we probably spend the most money on, which is gasoline, petrol, whatever you'd like to call it, doesn't really matter. So the first thing that I would always suggest would be an app called Get Upside. Now, this is a cashback app that allows you to save X amount of cents or get cashback of X amount of cents per gallon that you spend. It builds up in your Get Upside account, and you can actually transfer that over to your PayPal account. Once again, free app, saves you money. I've also heard of the Gas Buddy app. I heard that one's really good. I've never used it. Also, credit cards with points, or credit cards or debit cards that give you cash back for purchases. This is a huge, huge player in this. This will also encompass the Uber debit card, and when Lyft launches their debit card, it'll probably include the Lyft debit card. All these ways of, whether it be points or cash back, all of it's going to help you stretch your earnings even further, including on gas. So I'll just, the last little thing when it comes to, gas savings, I would say either the Lyft Shell Reward card or, Shell Rewards card, independent of Lyft. And, they have their own money saving per gallon gas card, depending on how much you purchase. Now, you can also link debit cards to your Shell Rewards card and earn additional money off per gallon. I think that there's Winn-Dixie's a part of it, and they have a whole host of retailers that they utilize. If you spend money with them, it equates into a certain amount per gallon off of your next purchase. And the best part of Get Upside, a credit card with points or the Uber debit card, and the Shell Rewards card, is you can use all three together. So the Uber debit card, I believe with Uber Pro or Uber Pro partner level, or just, if you're a regular Uber driver and you haven't gotten Pro yet, I think that the card offers 1.5% cash back. So you can add that to getting, the Get Upside, which is cash back, and the Lyft Shell Rewards, which is an actual instant discount. Now, there is a bonus out there. That bonus is for T-Mobile users. The one thing that we all as T-Mobile users brag about, even though our coverage isn't obviously the greatest everywhere, we do have T-Mobile Tuesdays, which includes a plethora of rewards that T-Mobile issues every single Tuesday. And right now, I believe through the end of the year, every single week, there is a Shell discount of 10 cents a gallon that you can actually add to your Shell Rewards card. So at least one tank of your gas will have at least 15 cents off per gallon. That would be 5 cents off per gallon for just having the Shell Rewards card. at the 10 cents off per gallon for T-Mobile Tuesdays. I've seen, 8 to 18 cents for Get Upside. So that's cash back. And, your credit card's 1.5%, 3%, whatever it is. So there's a ton of savings going on the number one thing that we're purchasing as rideshare drivers, which is gas. It's going to be our biggest expense, individual expense, that is. One thing, and I know that this probably gets gone over, but I want to dig into some other things that will help along the way. Shopping for better car insurance rates. Now, I'm not saying shop for car insurance rates every 3 months, but once a year, it's always good to put out a feeler just to make sure that you're paying the least amount of money per month or per year to insure your vehicle. And I will stress, because I have it, the rideshare insurance rider with mine is with Allstate. It actually doesn't cost me anything extra to have it on there. I know people use USAA in certain states, and they don't pay anything extra. It all depends on your driving record and your current rates. The only thing that I seen an increase on was I had to increase my actual insurance limits a little bit higher in order to get it added. But nonetheless, I have better insurance for cheaper than I was paying before. So it's something to look out for and keep in mind. There is an app that is now rolling out further than the 3 or 4 cities that it was in. I believe it's in 19 cities now. And it's an app called Gridwise, GRIDWISE, Gridwise. When I was in the DC, Baltimore area, it gave me a ton of information that was actually actionable. So most rideshare drivers utilize, if you're working the airport and you're employing or deploying a little bit of strategy, you use a app that tells you, how many flights are coming in, flight tracker. It's great. Don't get rid of it. But Gridwise actually gives you the passenger volume in that hour to anticipate. It's cool to know that there's 24 flights. It's even better to know that there's 8,760 passengers inbound in that hour, and that the next hour is only 3,000, and the hours after that is 11,000. So to have that kind of data as a rideshare driver is great to have. Not to mention, they tell you the anticipated or estimated amount of people that actually went to an event. It will tell you in real time when it's ending. So if a basketball game or a football game is ending early or ending late, you get an alert. Now, obviously, with any of these apps that are out there, they actually started to charge for a premium version of Gridwise. So I used it back when it was totally free. There was no Gridwise Plus. So I don't know what they chopped up, because now I live in Florida and in particular in Tampa Bay, and it is not available here yet. However, it is in Miami. So I am down in Miami quite often. So I'm sure once I get down there, my app will actually work and I will check it out. They're looking to expand to like every major city in the United States by the end of 2019. So they're going to roll out pretty fast. One thing that I would like to add, or just the next thing on the list, I should say, that often gets overlooked. I am crazy about tracking finances. So I would say 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, Harry Campbell, the rideshare guy, actually posted up a downloadable version of an expense tracker, an earnings tracker, and everything else, so you could really break down what you're actually earning on a daily, weekly, hourly rate if you wanted to break it down that far. And the one thing that I believe that I've saved the most money on outside of gas is my meals and my drinks. So every single day, actually probably 3 times a week, I actually cook like 4 to 6 meals at a time. And I put them in, 2 container boxes, and I drop them into the refrigerator and pop a couple in a lunchbox, and take it with me. I also buy iced coffee by the half gallon at my local grocery store, and it actually ends up being about $1 for a 30-ounce cup that I normally take with me instead of the $3.75 that Starbucks would charge or anything else along the way. However, I want to digress back to T-Mobile Tuesdays because they're doing a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee gift cards in there. It's like $2-3. It's nothing big, but it's every week and it's consistent. So if you're a Dunkin' Donuts fan and a T-Mobile user, download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app. But preparing your own meals and any kind of drinks that you're going to take out there, so bottled water or anything like that, is going to save you a ton of money. I got it down to where my dinners or my lunches, whatever you want to call it, I would say the prepared meals. So, protein, vegetable, and rice, I'm down to like $1.65, $1.70 per meal. It's actually right about the same price for me to pack a sandwich and chips. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe it's hovering around $1.30. So when you're talking about saving, even if you were to get the cheapest meal out, you're talking about it being like $5. So I'm saving $4 per meal in comparison to what I would be spending, at least be spending eating out of the house or eating while I'm driving. And it's always good to find a place to take a break and get out of your car and stretch. But this is all, I'm going to get into the whole health issue of being a rideshare driver in another episode. This one's all about saving money. So these are ways that we just talked about to save money on the things that we buy. So saving money on gas. I would also shop for vehicle maintenance specials, even at dealerships. I know right now the Courtesy Automotive Group here in Tampa Bay is offering $25 full synthetic oil changes at the Honda dealership in Palm Harbor, Florida. So I've been taking advantage of that for like 3 or 4 months now. $25. They're losing money every single time, but that's not my concern. I also get other services there, so they're making it up elsewhere, but it's nice to be saving money on vehicle maintenance. Now, a couple of things that you can do as a rideshare driver, and this actually never gets talked about, at least from a vehicle maintenance standpoint, is be mindful of your pickup times, or the time it takes you to get to a pickup location, the miles it takes you to get to a pickup location. Be mindful of the direction your pickup location is when you get the request. U-turns are especially hard on your CV joints that are, on your vehicle. I've had to replace many sets of them over the years, and I have since wised up, and I am starting to be very mindful and more selective, where I'm going to go, to get a request. For me, I much rather decline the request that's behind me, wait a few more seconds and get, a request that's in front of me. It's going to save time and it's going to save, wear and tear on your vehicle. Also be very mindful of the time of day, especially this time of year that you're driving your vehicle. Driving during the dead heat of the day, don't know what city you're in, but the average amount you can earn during the dead heat of the day here isn't very much. Obviously rush hour early morning, rush hour in the evening, and then Friday, Saturday nights are great, but nighttime is really great because it's just not as hot. The sun isn't beaming down on your car. If you are mechanically inclined, and I've actually seen this quite a few times, there's quite a few rideshare drivers that actually do their own basic maintenance on their vehicle. It's going to be a great way to save money. And by saving money, you're actually increasing your earnings, right? So let's just go back to the days of making $1 a mile. And, we're not saving money on gas, and we're eating out, at least one meal a day, but, probably 2 meals a day. We're buying bottles of water at the convenience store, we're buying Gatorade, or we're buying soda, or we're buying whatever it is at the convenience store. We're driving in all kinds of different directions to get to pickup locations. Just deploying these tactics or these tools, you'll actually be making more money at a lower rate than, practicing bad habits. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that we would love to have higher rates. but nobody has control over that except for some people that are employed by the company that, we contract with. It's not like, we can get up tomorrow and just, flick a button and the rates go up, right? So these things that, was discussed in this episode, video, whatever the hell you want to call it, are all ways that you can save your earnings. And by making your earnings go further, it's just as good as somebody that makes more but is reckless with their money. I don't want to say reckless, maybe not even extravagant, but enjoying the luxuries of inefficiency, we'll say. So do with this information what you wish. I really just want to put out content that's actually geared towards, helping gig economy contractors maximize the earnings and the time that they spend driving rather than focusing on, the per mile rates or whatever the plethora of issues that are out there that really we don't control as independent contractors. It would be really nice to think that one day, we'll all walk out and we'll stop driving and we'll show the TNCs that we have the power. Until that day comes, which is at some point in the future, who knows when. I much rather, focus my energy. There's a whole lot of people that focus on the whole strike thing. That's cool. That's their shtick. I want to focus on things that individuals can do today to change their situation for the better. Because for me, that makes the most logical sense. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If not, fuck it. If you did, cool. I'll just run through the list real quick. Get Upside is an app. Gridwise is an app. Credit cards with any kind of points or cash back. Obviously, having the Uber debit card will be beneficial. It'll also be beneficial to get the Lyft debit card because I'm sure it'll offer the same type of cashback rewards for gasoline and other things. Having the Shell rewards card or the Gas Buddy app is another one. T-Mobile users have your T-Mobile Tuesdays app. They have a Shell discount in there every Tuesday for 10 cents off a gallon. Plus, they've been doing a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee gift cards where all you got to do is load the gift card into your Dunkin' Donuts app, and that money is free, or it's included in your monthly phone bill, I should say. Shop around for better car insurance rates. I would say on an annual basis is probably the best option. Preparing your own meals and drinks for the time that you're on the road will save you a significant amount of money. Just make sure that you're taking the time to get out of your vehicle, walk around. I like to walk and eat at the same time just because I like to multitask. But like I said, the whole health thing, that's for a whole nother issue. Be mindful of your pickup times. Be mindful of your pickup locations. Remember that U-turns are especially hard on their CV joints because most people don't do nice, smooth, easy, wide U-turns. Usually we have to try to do that on like a 2-lane road and people are cranking their wheel. Shop vehicle maintenance specials on the weekly, the monthly, whatever it is. Depending on your area, there's going to be all kinds of services out there. And if you're mechanically inclined, you can save a ton of money by doing the maintenance yourself. Once again, just be mindful of the time that you do it. Calculate how much you could possibly be making during that time period and make sure that it's financially beneficial for you. So thank you guys so much, and I will probably be seeing you guys here in the future.